What's going on, guys? I'm Jaye the Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about this situation with NFL player Alvin Kamara. Okay, apparently he dumped his Skripper / IG model girlfriend. They were dating for a little while. Actually made a video about their situation almost a year ago and how she basically clowned his orientation. I think they had a rift and they may have got I guess they got back together and everything seemed cool, right? Still traveling, partying together, whatnot. Well, he dumped her and he actually posted some tweets on Twitter. He said that he got some news and he basically said how he has to let certain things go with a waving emoji and I believe a heart, right? And this caused his ex Ace Baby to have a complete meltdown on IG. Okay, she had a complete meltdown on IG. But let me just say this. Whenever a woman questions your orientation, it's time for you to go. And she did this a year ago. But I think because of the quarantine, and I think because maybe he's had some time to be more around her, he realized that he's better off being single. And I guess because it's getting close to football season, he wants to focus on football, if things, don't get crazy, as far as, well, y'all already know. So he wants to focus on that. He doesn't want to focus on a female who's still in the clubs on poles. He don't want to deal with that, So he said, I would rather just, be single than have to deal with you being back in them clubs, you know what I'm saying? And your attitude, because some of the things that she was posting on her IG stories gives you an insight on the type of person that she is. But this meltdown, this was a meltdown of meltdowns because she posted a whole bunch of IG snaps about this guy. Now, she didn't mention his name, but we all know who she was talking about. Here's some of the things she was saying. She talked about how she should have friend zoned him. She basically said, she should have friend zoned him because I guess, he wasn't good enough for you to sleep with. So you say, well, you rather friend zone him instead. But because he's an NFL player, you were never going to friend zone him. You're not going to friend zone him. I think you're saying that now because in her words, she got defeated. Okay. She also talked about how he wasn't honest with her. What? Were you honest with him? That relationship was never built on any type of honesty whatsoever. You're in these script clubs, you basically, and she even said in one of her snaps that she's for the streets. So why would a guy trust and believe anything you have to say? He was just with you for a good time. It wasn't going to be anything permanent. That's what these chicks don't understand. No matter how many surgeries you get, no matter how much you try to make yourself look like what you think a lot of these guys want, they're not going to marry you. You're just going to be somebody for them to sleep with, somebody for them to party with, somebody for them to be cool with. That's about it. It's a rarity for dudes to wife up chicks like this, Now, she also, again, questioned his orientation. Now, she said that Instagram deleted one of her snaps because I guess she might have called him, something. And, once again, when these chicks realize that they got played by the dude they were in a relationship with, they want to go to questioning their manhood. And I did a video about this. Last year about how this same female humiliated him by questioning his manhood and his size of his dizzick because they weren't together. But he got back with her because, again, chicks like crazy chicks. Dudes like crazy chicks. What can I say? I don't say a lot, but there's a good amount of you guys who do like crazy chicks. You think it's cool and cute to deal with a crazy chick. It's all fun and games until she's cutting up clothes and throwing bleach everywhere and destroying your property. Now it ain't fun no more, And as I mentioned in one of her snaps, and yes, she did put Ace Baby did put this on her Instagram, and she talked about how she's for the streets. She's not letting nobody else get close to her. She's for the streets. What is it with women nowadays talking about they for the streets, man? Come on, man. Really, I'm gonna have to do a live stream on that. You for the streets? What? The thing is this, man. One of the things that keeps a lot of women single these days is they have this slower mentality. When you have the slower mentality, you tend to want to think that you mentally are a guy and you can get with as many people as you want. But you have to understand is that you're putting mileage on yourself when you're out here in these streets talking about you for the streets. And now it's become popular. And I did a live stream on it where you had the YouTuber Latoya Forever told her now ex that she's for the streets. What is this? You know, what type of, you can just tell this year has been very bizarre because people are embracing ideologies that make no sense. They're just their belief system. And now you got women proclaiming that they're for the streets. This is crazy. She also says that she feels like he defeated her and that he hurt her feelings. You see, that's what a lot of relationships like, especially in the melanated community. You have black men and black women who get in relationships, right? Especially if you have a dysfunctional female and dysfunctional male, they will play little cat and mouse games with each other, okay, to get the one up. But I think it's more of the women who do that than men, because you got a lot of women that they want to be able to say they left a relationship. They want to be able to say that you aren't going to be able to choose or get with anybody who isn't them. Okay? They like leaving men completely destroyed after a relationship. We all know that this happens. So when she says that she feels like he defeated her, what she's saying is that I didn't use him up. I didn't destroy him enough. He's leaving the relationship with self-esteem, and I don't like that. I want to leave him broken. I want to leave him, with low self-esteem. I want him to be hurt. But she's the one who's hurt because he ended up leaving her. She thought that he was attracted to her personality, quote unquote, and that no matter what she did, that he, would stay. I think that he waited until things were good and then he made his exit, and I think that she now realizes that, and she's saying to herself, why didn't I leave sooner? Why didn't I leave sooner? He ended up leaving before her, Also, she said that you got to be a strong man to deal with her. And she also talked about how he was a fake tough guy. He acted like he was hard, right? If you black, you know what that means. She said that he pretended to be a hard dude, but really he's soft. And once again, you have women that date stereotypes. They think because a guy looks a certain way or he acts a certain way that that's truly who he is. And I think that when women end up getting with these guys and realizing that that's not who they are, they feel very bitter about it, especially if they have a kid by that guy. But you have to look at your blind spots. Obviously you had one. Obviously you didn't realize that guy is not who you think he is. But because you were so intoxicated by the wrong things, you got played. You got defeated, as Ace Baby says. And this whole being a strong man to deal with it, listen, man, I don't want to have my guard up when I'm dealing with a woman. If I have to have my guard up when I'm dealing with a woman, I shouldn't deal with that woman, period. I shouldn't have to have my guard up. I shouldn't have to feel like I have to be in defense mode every time I'm around my girlfriend. It shouldn't be that way. But you have these non-feminine women like Ace who truly believes that us as men, to deal with her, we have to be a certain type of tough, as if there isn't millions of other women we could deal with. We're not suffering from an abundance issue. Okay. I think that's why these type of women date the men that they date, because they're used and comfortable dating those type of men, because those type of men are going to put up with them. A man with money and resources like Alvin Kamara, yeah, he's going to deal with you for a little while, but eventually he's not going to want to deal with you anymore. And he's going to toss you to the side and he's going to move on, just like what he's doing now. Like the video I made about Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs dated a woman who's a little bit older than him. He dated her for a little while, and when he got tired of that, he let her go so he can focus on, his career. That's going to happen. And that's what a lot of the chicks like Ace Baby don't understand. This is why you're perpetually single, because you don't understand that guys with money and resources and an allotment of women coming at them, they don't have to stay with you. They can move on. This is why I don't understand why women chase out these athletes. You act like they're going to be faithful to you for the most part. I'm not saying all these guys aren't faithful, but I'm just saying when they're not faithful, then you get in your feelings. Like, what did you expect? Especially if they have a reputation and they're known for being a ladies' man. You think that's going to change because they're with you? You have to understand the type of men you're getting with. Unless that man has settled, let's say like a Derek Jeter, right? Retired, older, in a different space in his life, that might be different. But when y'all going after these young athletes, man, ain't been in the NBA or the NFL for a couple, 2-3 years, and y'all chasing these guys, trying to have a baby by these guys, and then you wonder why they're dealing with other women. Maybe because they're still young and they're making money and they're traveling. They're not just trying to stick it out with one woman. You got to understand that. But be that as it may, I feel like you have these Instagram models, these Skrippers, these OnlyFans models, okay? They really are out here chasing behind these guys, and they're putting a lot into these situations, not understanding that if you have a bad attitude, okay? If you're not a feminine woman, you're not going to be able to keep this guy. These guys will play these games with you, yes, because they're young and dumb. But at a certain point, they're going to mature and they're going to say, you know what, I want different than this. Okay? Now, you have women competing in relationships with men. I think that's the wrong way of going about things. Why are you competing with the man that you're in a relationship with? But that's just where we are in society. We have a lot of women that have bought into the feminist ideology, and because they bought into the feminist ideology, they are competing with the men they're in relationships with. And then they wonder why those relationships don't work out. You're trying to compete with them to see who's more masculine, who controls everything, who is the alpha in a relationship. Now, at the end of the day, I think that Alvin wants to focus on football. He wants something different. And he had fun with her, but that's over. She disrespected him. He stayed with her because to him, again, it was all fun and games. But now he's tired of her and he's no longer dealing with her. And now she's in her feelings about it.